you there? Isn't it like 4 a.m. for you?
Yeah, I was up at 4 a.m. this morning with some AMAs.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I know the Australia thing is so challenging. Yeah, my dev is in Australia too, on the West
Is it
Coast.
really?
So
Oh, nice.
yeah. Perth.
Yep. Oh, nice. I
So
haven't
it's
haven't actually been there, but yeah, I'm excited.
yeah. So that's cool. But I've been to Australia, but I was on the other coast. I was in the Great Barrier Reef and Sydney.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Okay, you're in Sydney. Come to
yeah.
Melbourne next time.
Oh, yes, I know I need to. Everyone says it's wonderful.
Have to take you out for out in the town out there.
Oh my gosh, I would love it. I would love it. I loved Australia. I always say if there's anything that like ever went wrong with the United States, I would definitely head on over to Australia as like the
It's a
best
second home.
choice after America. Yeah. Yeah, it was the most like America I felt out of all the
Yeah,
countries I visited. So
yeah.
it felt like if I have to have a home away from home, it would definitely be down under.
Nice. I like it. Welcome. You're welcome. So come on down.
Thank you.
Come on down to the Price is Right. That's what that sounded like.
Definitely. So whenever you want me to, I could pop on the video
Yeah, sure.
and okay, all right. Say hi to everybody joining us.
Hey, there you are.
Yeah, see
Cool.
the afternoon sunlight's hitting. Where is it? My Anthony Quinn painting right there, the Island Princess.
Oh, nice. That's a
He wasn't
good
just an
looking painting.
actor; he was a painter too. Yeah, it's a I got it as an anniversary gift,
You've got a
and
nice little office spot there, or I'm not sure if it's the kitchen
yeah,
dining table, but
it's
it's
my
a nice.
dining room, dining room slash YouTube studio slash um, Fair Launch PinkSale AMA studio. You know, multi-purpose, multi-purpose room.
Exactly. No, it looks good. But yeah, Dee Dee, glad to
Thanks.
have you back
Thank
for
you
the
so
Sifu
much.
Inu AMA, everyone.
Yeah, let's see. Should I just get started
Yeah,
or
yeah. So maybe
okay?
we can touch on again about Sifu Inu, and then maybe we can talk about the transition from AVAX chain to BSC, just to clear any sort of doubts up. If you're happy to do that.
Sure. This is an AMA, and I'm serious, you guys. Open kimono here. Nothing's changed. We just had some challenges. And for the people that haven't heard it before, I'll talk a little bit about Sifu Inu and my background. My background is I worked for the fifth biggest company in the world. You may have heard of it, Toyota. I
Yep.
managed a $12 billion treasury there for a long time. And so I have lots of real world experience with treasury, and my hat that I wore for most of my professional career was accounting. So my background is accounting and finance. And just basically what got me here is I was interested. I bought Bitcoin on PayPal, like probably a lot of other people did, and Cash App, a couple of years ago. And I slowly transitioned over to DeFi. And the first project I ever bought into, I got burned. But the first thing I ever did is I bought the wrong token.
Hey everybody, I'm sorry that. Oh God.
You can hear me?
Hey everybody, really sorry the AMA just cut out. Hey Dee Dee. Sorry that the AMA
Hi, yes. What happened? We cut out, huh?
yeah, Telegram just blew up and it just shut the video right down. I really apologize.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. You know what? It gives me a chance to try this. Does that work any better? Oh, I gotta hang up my shower curtain to block the light a little bit. Okay, I thought natural light. I actually got a professional gaffer to like take a look at my setup, and it was a different time of day, and he was like, "This is perfect." So I came in here today, and now like the light's shining right through. We're like, "Oh, we should have checked it at noon." Anyway, so let me see. Oh yeah, that's worse. Let's just maybe go like this. Oh, then you see my kitchen. Wonderful. Okay, so just getting people a chance to join back in. Maybe, you know.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Like to see my chicken, my kitchen. Let's see. Okay. Maybe that's better. There we go. Try that one. Wow. Okay, so I think most people have joined us back. So I was just kind of talking a little bit about my journey and the fact that I managed a $12 billion treasury, billion with a B. And yeah, and I got into DeFi like a year or so ago, and I got burned because I bought some coin, a token, and I used the wrong contract address. Although it was only $5, it still was like something that I'll always remember. It's like there's all these scams out there, you know, there's all these like people just with naming tokens. We already have like 3 or 4 named after us that are scam tokens. So make sure you always use the right contract address, everybody. So, but that was like my introduction. It was like, oh, here, you lose $5, you know, to like somebody who just stole your money. I'm like, oh, great. And then I did finally get that right token. And what had happened is the team kind of just did a slow rug pull, and they promised us Snoop Dogg and all these, you know, big names and all these promises. They had sold it to somebody who was this NFT star or whatever. It's just basically so they could just slowly, you know, drain the liquidity. And now, you know, I'm just stuck with this bag that's not worth anything. And then most recently, the time that I got burned was through these DAOs. Now, in DeFi, DAO doesn't mean the same thing as it does in the rest of the world. It's a slang term for decentralized autonomous organization is what it really means. And communities use them, cities use them for like parks. Like people will vote on to name a park or something like that. It's really like voting for voting purposes. But in DeFi, what they were used to as slang for was to describe these very high APY inflationary projects. So I invested in one of these very high sort of pie in the sky kind of APY numbers. Yes, I FOMO'd in. I will admit it. I fell for it. But not so much is that I fell for the APYs as I fell for the whole fact that the team was doxxed. You know, they were being transparent. They were holding all these AMAs. But unfortunately, they were lying. And one of the people on the team happened to be a crook. And when that news came out, the price tanked and I lost a significant amount of money. So that got me thinking like, oh gosh, well, you know, what can I do? What can I do to like fix this? Because I'm like, you know, with accounting and finance being my background, like I'm very analytical. So I was like analyzing, I'm always like problem solving. Is there anything that could have gone differently? Well, first, yeah, you could have had an honest team, you know, that wasn't lying. But is there anything like, what could they have done to sort of like make it not be inflationary? Or I just started solving these problems. And I got on the phone with a friend of mine and we just started chit-chatting back and forth, you know, oh, we could do this or we could do that or that would fix this problem. And we hashed out these great ideas and we're like, hey, yeah, you know, it was a very long, like 5-hour phone call. And we're like, hey, that's a pretty cool idea. So we got off the phone, and usually I just like watch Netflix and chill. But this particular night, I was like, I think I'm just gonna, turn on the TV and just see what's on. So I turned on the TV, and what happened to pop on was the game show Deal or No Deal. And I don't know if you have them in Australia or wherever you guys live, but Deal or No Deal is where a contestant comes on and they open up these suitcases with different dollar amounts. Like one will be zero and one will be like $750,000, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. Because a lot of these DAOs had like game theory and stuff like that. And I'm like, that would be so perfect for my game that I created, for my token. I'm like, that would work so good if we did like a daily type of like earn or burn type thing, like where you would like be driving up volume. And that's another huge aspect to this. I have another friend whose kid actually created a token that's traded on Coinbase, TrueFi, sister coin. I'll buy it. The volume was huge today, and he was a day trader. He was a day trader on my friend was, not his son. Do they even have them anymore? I guess so. But anyway, he was a day trader on the stock market, and he always talks to me about volume. He'll call me and he'll be like, "Hey, Laura, did you see the volume of Carnival? Like it was huge today." Da, 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 and he'd tell me his predictions. Anyway, this morning, it's funny. This morning, I have a text from him. He's like, oh, "The volume of True is like huge today. It's like 20 million. It's normally like 2. So like buy some." I'm like, all right. So, but he's always like been shoving this volume thing down my throat. And I'm like, volume is actually a really good idea. It's a really good way to create movement. And if we have some sort of like taxes involved, it could be a way to sort of generate, income, and then we could profit share. Like I just volume is so important. It's so important for price. It drives everything, right? And if you just have a stale token that's just sitting there flat, I mean, that's why you have all these pumps and dumps. You have these pumps and then these dumps, right? They go up really high and then they go down to nothing, and then everyone forgets about it and moves on to the next big shiny thing, right? But like, how can it be sustainable? That's what I was thinking. How can I really make this long term? Like one of the things in the DAOs they had was these runways, and it's like, how long could this thing really last? And it said, well, with this amount of our treasury, it could last, this amount of days, kind of thing. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But when reality came down, the price tanked. They weren't doing the buybacks like they said they were going to, and then they did, and then the buybacks didn't work because the price would come up for a minute, but then it just crashed again. So it was just like totally like just dead in the water. So I'm like, you know what? It really has to do with volume and bringing in new people. So for me, I'm like, okay, so what would be a fun thing to do every single day? Like to do volume. I'm like, let's play the Deal or No Deal game. So sure enough, I'm like, okay, so what it could be like, a bunch of wallets. And originally, with the version 1, I guess I'll say, Sifu Inu, it was going to be 1,000 wallets. But this time it's a meme token. So I did a bunch of really fun numbers and really fun things. Like I still have a lot of 420s and a lot of 69s, and just because that's the space. And so it's kind of funny. And so we're doing 420 days. So so our runway right now is 420 days of wallets or scrolls, because we've got the sort of karate theme going on. And on that note, I will explain to you the name. So everyone asks me, so where does Sifu Inu come from? And Sifu means master in Chinese, and Inu means dog in Japanese. So we've got like the master dog coin, and it's used a lot in karate. So that's why we got our logo with the karate theme and that kind of thing. But getting back to, so we're doing 420 days of earns, where you will earn a percentage amount based on your holdings of Sifu Inu that will be airdropped to you. And depending on the size of the wallet or the scroll that is opened on that day that's revealed, and I'm going to show you here in a minute what I came up with. It's a little bit different, and it's super exciting, and it's really cool. A little bit, so it's a little bit different than what we had done before, but depending on the size of it, then that's how much of the Sifu that you will get. And we do 2 different types of airdrops, and I'll talk about the second one later when I get to the tokenomics. But if it's cool, if I could share my screen, I can show you guys the wheel, the spinning wheel that I created.
Yeah, let's
Okay, cool. Let's see. Screen one, share screen. I'm getting so much better at this than the first time.
I know you're killing it now.
I had a lot of practice. I think I did I think this is like my 9th or 10th AMA. So
holy shit! Look at that. You can actually customize the wheel. I didn't know that.
yes, I put my logo in there. Isn't that awesome? So
That looks like it's meant to be.
I know, it's so cool. Okay, so this is the earn. We're going to spin 2 different wheels every day. We're going to spin an earn or burn wheel to determine whether it's going to be an earn or burn day, and then we'll spin a scroll wheel, which will determine the scroll amount of the wheel. So all of these are preloaded, and it's all been made public, and the Google Doc link is in the FAQs, and I'll show you that in a minute on our website. But everybody can come in there and guess whether it's going to be an earn or a burn day based on how many have been used up. And the list, it should be right here. Let's see, I think, I don't know. Let's just try it. Let's spin. There we go. Is it going to be an earn or a burn? I hope it's an earn. Okay.
How cool is that?
Okay, so what happens now is I will, I'm not going to do it now because this is actually the real one that I'm going to be using, but I would remove it and we'll take that burn out of the wheel. So the remaining wheel is a 40% to 60% split, 60-40. So it's 60% earn days and 40% burn days, but it'll keep track of them all right here. And as well, I'm going to go on and I'm going to do it after I do the second spin. I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to go on to the Excel spreadsheet and just keep a live record of what they've been done. And this is all going to be done live as well on YouTube every single day. So you can go back, and if you want to nerd out and check out what, what's been done and guess what it's going to be based on, probabilities and stuff like that, you can do it. Okay, so let's say, so we're burning, now because it's a burn day, I did a lot of a smaller supply this time around, so instead of 25 billion, I did 2.5 billion, because I literally went down the rabbit hole and binge watched a ton of high school AP economics YouTube videos, and I was just like really playing with supply and demand, and I really wanted to get it perfect this time since I had sort of a second chance. This is my mulligan, and so on my mulligan, I wanted to make sure that, that the supply, that a burn would really matter. So, but because this is sort of a scarce asset, I do believe the burns are going to have a bigger effect than they would have last time, and that they will be an indicator and will move price, if not at the beginning, eventually, and at some stage. Okay, wait. So let's go ahead and press spin on this one. And now we're going to look for the burn amount. And these all are a bunch of funny numbers too. So 420.69 will be removed from here and will be removed from circulation. I will move it, and I'm not sure why. Oh, here they are. Okay, I had to click on entries. But yeah, so the little ones are like just funny numbers, like I said, like 69, 420, and then 420.69. And you can come and see all the amounts. But the grand prize, the big one that we want to hit, is 100,000,420.69. And so this is sort of the big scroll that we want, to hit on an earn day, right? So, yeah. But you can see them. There's some big ones in there, and you can come in and play around with it right here. So if you go to the website, and we're going to put a button up here too, so it's really easy and visible for people to see. But if you come in the FAQs, and then you come to how does the daily drawing work? There's a little, and we're going to change the color on this too. There's a little button right here that it's going to open up. And now I'm the only one that has access to edit this, but I'm going to come to a burn, and I'm an Excel expert, but I'm new at Google Sheets, so bear with me. I think it is Alt-Shift-5 is a strike through. Yeah. Okay, so I'll strike through one burn, and then I will come and I will strike through the first 420.69, Control-Alt 5. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to record what had happened. So let's just pretend that today was the 21st. So I will put in, it was a burn day of 4/20/69, and then burned at 5, something like that. But there'll be a record of it. But yeah, so that's basically how this is going to work. And let's see, let me get back to the Telegram and stop share. There we go. So isn't that exciting?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm excited about
it. I wasn't sure that you could, or wasn't aware that you could customize the wheel. Now that I know that little fancy trick, I'm going to customize the wheel. So.
Oh, I know. It's so exciting. When I found that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Because literally when I found it, I watched a teacher, a lot of teachers use this wheel, and I watched a teacher say that you could customize the colors. So we were on a video on a YouTube, and so I went in to try to customize the colors, and there was literally one by one. And I'm like, I have to do 420 of these twice. I'm like, this is a nightmare. And I go, so I just went through and I'm like, you know what, just try to upload the image. Let's see what happens. And when you upload the image, it makes all the colors that are in your image out of the wheel. So you don't have to do it. It's so cool. Yeah, it's brilliant. Whoever thought of that is I'm sending you some Sifu. But yeah, so okay, if I can, I'll just talk a little bit right now about the tokenomics and the new features I added, and then you guys can ask me anything you want about, the differences or anything you want. Just ask me anything, right? So, okay, so the tokenomics are a little bit different this time. Since I had my mulligan, I decided that I would make a couple changes. I feel like that the changes are going to be more beneficial for the hodlers, because this is a really great project. And if it, the strategy for me would be, well, I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag. There's a B&B airdrop weekly profit sharing based on these taxes that I'm going to talk about. And when you get your taxes in your B&B airdrop, the thing to do, in my opinion, would be to reinvest and keep buying Sifu, so you have a bigger bag, so you get a bigger bag of Sifu, then you get a bigger airdrop, and just let it sort of compound by reinvesting. But so I changed the taxes from a 10% buy. I moved the 10% buy to the sell. So nobody has to pay any tax when they buy. It's only when they sell. So it's the same amount of taxes. It's just all at the tail end of things, because I really wanted to reward the hodlers and the people that, that don't dump. And I understand that everybody has to take some profits, and that's fine. But I just felt that this was the best decision to make, is to sort of move all of the taxes at the sell stage. So that's where they are now. So out of the 20%, 8%, I've decided 8% of the 20 is going to go to liquidity, because it's very important to have a higher number of liquidity in there, just so people can sell if they want, the people can buy. It's really good, and that was a really amazing number. And number 8 is the lucky number in I'm kind of superstitious. I'm an accountant. I'm into numbers. I like numerology. Okay, so I'm the accountant who likes numerology and astrology. But anyway, so it's the lucky number is the number 8 in Chinese. So we're doing 8% for liquidity, and then we're doing, for the airdrops, we're doing 6% of all of the taxes that are taken in. We're going to be doing that for the B&B airdrop. So that will be collected. It has its own account. You guys can all view everything is on the blockchain, and you can come in and look at everything and all the code, and something I've gotten very familiar with over the past couple days. Oh my gosh, I got a crash course in Web3 and remix and solidity, but yeah, we're good. So yeah, so 6% is going to go to the BNB airdrop, and then what are we at? 14, and then it's, so I have 6 left. So I have 2% going to marketing, or no, 4% going to marketing, because it's really, really important. And then 2%, I say team, but it really doesn't go to us. It goes to regular business expenses. Like, the migration was incredibly expensive. And I'll probably just address this now because I'm sure that it's going to come up. Everyone's asking about, the avalanche and what happened to the liquidity. So the liquidity is locked there for 6 months, and we can't move it over. So all of the money that was allocated, so when you have a fair launch, it's 100%, right? So all that's raised is 100%. 70% went to liquidity, and that's stuck over there. But the remaining 30%, plus a considerable amount of my Bitcoin, went to the migration over here. So it was costly, but we've developed the most amazing product, and we're so excited to share it with you all. And we built a rocket ship to the moon. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much the tokenomics. Oh, let me talk about the new features. So what's new this time is, well, we got the wheel, which is super cool, and 420, but something I added, and thank you so much, PinkSale. You guys are the best. Oh my gosh, I've gotten so inspired by you and watching all of your videos, and I've learned so much, and it's just been so great. But I added into the code, because that was an option, what's it, GitHub code or whatever for the anti-bot. So we have an anti-bot feature, and now we had a really big problem with them last time, and you can go back and you can review the history on Dex Tools, but bots came in, and I mean, we were binge watching YouTube videos, and literally there are bots out there that like 300 times a second are checking. Are you open? Are you open? Are you open? Are you open? The minute that you open, they boom, buy, pretty much everything that they can. They wait for everyone to FOMO in, everyone to bring it in until there's a bunch of liquidity, and then they just dump their whole bags. So I've already set up the anti-bot, and nobody's going to be able to come in and buy more than $50 right off the bat. I was strict. I'm like, I'm not having these bots coming in and messing things up once every 60 seconds. And I have it lasting for like 10,000 blocks. So I think it should be like 7 or 8 hours. And maybe you can help me with this question. I'm just not sure. Like, I'll do another one if we need to, if we see that there's a need. But I thought this was good to start with, and we're just going to sort of monitor that as we go along. But yeah, I'm super excited about that, because that really gives the real investors, the protection that we need. And it's something that wasn't there, and a lot of projects unfortunately do not do this, and they just get slammed. I don't think I've seen one project that doesn't have this recently, within the past 6 months or so, that doesn't just get hammered by this. So having this feature is just a game changer, and for us, it's going to really just help us on our journey to the moon. So we're super excited about that. And then you guys are the first to hear it. I'm making a big announcement right now. I haven't told anybody, but okay. So the dev that I've been working with, he's in Nigeria, and he's amazing. Shout out to Techman. Hi. He and I had it's so cute. Like, he taught me Web3, he taught me everything, and we just have a little bit of a different way we say things, and like, I say array and array. So an array is like, a sample of brackets, like things inside brackets, right? And he says array. I'm like, what is an array? I was trying to figure it out. Anyway, I came up with the parameters of everything that I wanted, and I was like, anti-bot, I wanted vesting, I wanted all this stuff. So when I said vesting, he thought I said investing. So what he did was he put an investing product and code in it, which will be coupled with a DApp, a decentralized application for our website, where you guys are going to be able to stake your SIFU in the very near future for additional rewards. So it's really super exciting. I mean, like, for all of us that want to hold and just don't want to sell, it's just even more like bonus and more SIFU and more rewards. So yeah, so the new features this time are the anti-bot and the investing or staking rewards, and we're gonna play around with that. We're gonna, like, you know, it's still TBD. It's in the works, but we're gonna start production on the D app the minute that we open, and it'll take probably about a week to be completed. But yeah, so it's cool. It's fun. It should be fun. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything that I've covered that I wanted to say. But yeah, if you wanted to go ahead and ask me anything, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with your project now, and I wanted to say that even though I know that you're pumped to get onto the AVAX chain, I must say that I think it's a really good move, you know, coming to the BSC blockchain. So yeah, I think it's awesome. And it's unfortunate what happened at the beginning, but I'm glad you're here at the same time. So I think it'll perform really, really well on the BSC network.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's so funny. I said, and I don't know if it was on your AMA or not, but I know on one of my AMAs, I literally had said, I wish we were on the Binance Smart Chain. And then afterwards I said, be careful what you wish for. Because I was like, you know, I am so happy. I mean, I've learned so much. It was grueling. I mean, it was tough the first couple days, you know, and getting in this new project. But now that it's sort of in the rearview mirror, I am so happy and so relieved. I mean, 85% of the world uses, you know, the BSC or Ethereum. So being on Avalanche, in retrospect, was a huge mistake. I mean, look, it's my project. I'm going to make the most mistakes, and that was definitely one of them. And it's funny. I was like, should I do Avalanche or BSC when I was first deciding? And you know, I'm actually really glad that it worked out this way, because we wouldn't have the product that we have right now if things hadn't have unfolded the way that they did. So it was just sort of like the perfect storm that now is going to give us this amazing Sifu Inu, you know? So I'm really happy as well. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Dee, I'm happy to get some questions from the audience, if you like.
Yeah, sure.
A decent amount of numbers here. Okay, guys. So if you like, please raise your hands, and we'll get some questions for Dee. Yeah, she's generous enough today to give away $300 split by 6 people. So yeah, it's amazing. All right, so Sarah Nelson, you can start us off.
Thank you very much, Ciano. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah. Please, I quickly want to ask, your game, is it a play-to-hang game?
Play to hang?
Yes, your game.
Play to earn. Play to earn.
I don't understand that. I'm sorry. Could you rephrase the question a little bit?
It's play to earn.
Oh, play to earn. Yes, yes, yes. So basically what we're going to do is every single day we're going to play that wheel game. I don't know if you were on for the wheel spin. And then once we earn, you will get airdropped based on how much you hold, the percentage of the holdings that you have based on the whole percentage of total holdings. I'm going to do a snapshot every day. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm going to do a snapshot every day for the SIFU. Every time an earn occurs, I will do a snapshot. And then based on your holdings, I will airdrop you your percentage of the amount that gets determined by the second wheel spin. I don't know if I could have said that more confusingly. But yes, I guess to answer your question, yes. And then you also, so there's 2 airdrops. There's a Sifu Inu airdrop that will happen every time you an earn wheel spin occurs. Okay, and then there's the weekly profit sharing B&B airdrop. So it's 2 tokens that I'm going to be airdropping. I'm going to be airdropping Sifu, but I'm also going to be airdropping B&B. And that depends on the volume of how much it's going to be of the sales. So however many people sell, we're getting 6% of those sales, and it's going to add up. And based on your holdings, everything's based on how much Sifu, the bag that you own, you know, that will be your percentage of the B&B airdrop and the Sifu Inu airdrop. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I got that now. Well, what I intend, understanding the fact that it's a play to earn game, I just want to know, and you've taken your time to explain much about the project, the game in itself. I just want to be sure that there is chance for winners who are not professionals to win the game, because personally, though I love game,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm not very
yeah.
good
All
at
you have
playing
to do
games.
is hold it. All you have, it's not gambling. No.
Okay,
It's so
okay.
easy. All you have to do is gamble and then join in on the fun. Like, we're just asking the community. Like, I'm a huge inclusive person. Like, some people are, you know, kind of exclusive. They just like their little, I'm like the more the merrier. So like, you bring everybody into the community, everybody come on my live stream. I'm going to come every day. And all you have to do to win is keep reinvesting that B&B and, you know, buy the dips. Buy the dips, and then that's it, and it's going to grow. Your B&B is going to grow, and your SIFU is going to grow. And as your B&B grows, reinvest it in your SIFU, and then boom, 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 and it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And because I keep burning amounts out of supply, out of this limited supply, we can't mint, there's no more. It's already out there. You know, by a certain time, there's not going to be any more Bitcoin. Well, this is it. There's no more SIFU Inu. 2.5 billion, and there's no more. And we're burning stuff out of supply. I didn't even have enough to do 1,000 wallets. I mean, that's how scarce I made this. So this is really, when you burn it out of supply and you cannot bring more, that makes the asset more scarce. So it makes the supply to go down. And when supply goes down, what happens to price? It goes up. So, and when the price goes up, then more people are going to buy. Some people will take profits. It's like a whole volume thing that's going to happen. And then we'll get more of the airdrops of the B&B, and then you can reinvest and keep reinvesting and keep reinvesting. I have the game is devised to be very easy. All you have to do is hold, maybe reinvest, you know, once a week or something like that. So it's very easy. You don't have to do anything. I just ask that people, you know, join and be part of the community and be, you know, active members and have fun. I mean, that's why I created this. I'm like a huge fun girl. Like, I just love having, in this life, I chose to have fun. So I think this is really fun. I created something that I think I'm going to have fun doing. So I'm hoping that others will too. And yeah, it's really easy. Just hold and reinvest with the B&Bs that you get airdropped. You do nothing, but I do it all. I'm doing all the work. I have airdrops features built in, and actually, not that it matters, but MetaMask has like a restriction of 200 at a time, so I had to airdrop everybody in batches. But I'm getting an app built that's gonna like do that manually. It's gonna manually do all the batches. So boop, 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 boop. So when we have like 10,000 people, I'm not gonna be using like 200, you know, that kind of thing. So it's just, I'm so excited.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. Cheers.
Thank you.
Look, I got my pink. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's my pink. It's a hot pink I Love New York cup for PinkSale.
How cute is that? Nice.
And my pink. I don't know if it's going through. I put pink on.
Yeah,
and
we
I
can
have
see
pink
that.
my bindy's pink too.
Oh, how cool is that?
I'm representing today.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Do you want to jump in the team or?
Yeah, let's go, you guys. I'm such a fan. I feel like you guys are my savior. If I wouldn't have met your team and I met my marketing team through you guys. I mean, I can't say enough good things. Anyway,
I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. Okay,
yeah.
CR9, you can go up next, buddy. CR9. Okay, CR9, last call, buddy. Otherwise, we'll have to move on. Okay, I apologize. Isaac Ice, you can go up next.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Hey, mate.
Actually, I'm highly impressed, Miss, for your positivity because
Oh,
if
thank
I'm
you.
the one that have gone through what you've gone through, like losing huge amount of money to some shit project it's I won't be myself. I might be sad a week. I'm telling you the truth. So, but seeing you positive, smiling, happy, and making the AMA very lively, it adds
Thank
something
you.
to me. So I'm very, very happy. But I just want to
Thank
know,
you.
I want to
Yes.
know, please, because somehow you fall victim to a project, part of the team we're not trustworthy, right? That is the project that
Oh,
rocked your money. Part of the team we're not okay, right?
yes. Yes.
Good.
Well, yes, it was terrible. So, well, it happened twice. And the second time, I mean, it was a lot of money. There was a lot of people involved. I mean, this guy knew what happened is the guy who was managing the treasury was like a crook who had been a thief before. And then the main guy, the founder, found out about it and then lied to the whole community and didn't tell the whole community. And we all voted to keep this guy in, but this guy, the founder knew that this guy had been, a crook and had been convicted of computer fraud and stealing people's money and stuff like that, and then didn't tell us. And then when the world found out, the price tanked. So it sucked because he was a pretty big personality all over YouTube and everything. So yeah, it was a big bummer. It was difficult.
So I'm sorry for that. So I want to ask, are you well familiar about your team, like understanding their makeup, their background, the kind of business they do, and the kind of expertise they are into, the things they know very well how to do? Do you know them very well so that your honesty and your positivity will not be killed by one kind of person that does not know what you have in mind for your project? So do you really know them very well?
So the real person is me, and I know myself very well.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm the only one. I mean, my team is doxed too, and I know my team. I know my team fairly well, but I'm a moderator for a DeFi group on Facebook, and the idea sparked in there because a lot of us lost in this same project. And so the idea of this came about by this, but I founded it, I wrote it, it's my idea, and it's just me pretty much. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. And like a lot of people were like concerned, they're like, oh, well, it's just one person. But if you look at like the Richard Hartz, he created Hex and Pulse Chain and just had $2 billion sacrificed to him, which is a little mind blowing to me. But he's like a sole founder and a sole operator, and he so is Forex, who you may be familiar with, did Drip and Animal Farm and the Piggy Bank now. So these are all individual founders that have been very, very successful, and they have a support team beneath them. And my team does work very closely with me, and I do know their expertise, and I have gotten to know them very well over these past month and a half or so. And but when it comes down to it, I really wanted to do something because I know myself and I know my background, and I know that, I'm reliable and I'm not going to do anything that's going to hurt my project. Like, I'm not going to dump. I'm not going to sell a big bag. I have not given any big bags to the team. They're all on certain sort of dripped amounts, like their options. So they will be given like a little bit amounts at a time. So nobody is going to have the ability to wreck my game but me, and I would never do that. As you can tell, when we had some problems and some struggles, I came back and I invested my own money to bring it back and to make it right. So I believe I've proven myself. So hopefully that answered your question.
Yes, you did 100%. And for your positivity, I mean, I will give you a yes, and I will jump into your project. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shona.
Thank you. Welcome to the family.
Thanks, Isaac. Simi, you're up next.
Thanks, Shana. I joined the same a little late. I was kind of middle of when you were demonstrating your the Spain, Spain. So my question is, don't you think it would be a greater work to do live on video, on and burn every day for the team?
Yes.
I understand interaction or the connection to the investors matters, but why not automate it instead for less effort? And you can always produce blockchain proof of burn. Have you thought about that?
Great question. Yes, actually, I have thought about it. And the reason why, and I probably should mention this later on in my AMA, is like really good question, is as I'm in the United States, and the United States has very strict manipulation rules. The SEC, the Security Exchange Commission is what it's called here. And they are very, very stringent upon manipulation. So for rules like for lotteries, for like bingos even, they have to be done live and through a live stream video on YouTube. And I may not be the one that does it every day, for 420 days. I may, have somebody step in for me, and that's fine as long as it's done and recorded live, and then that amount, like you said, can be verified on the blockchain and that kind of thing, because it has to be done to prove that I'm not doing anything to manipulate it. I went back and studied like different kinds of cases that were against like the guy who did the antivirus software, McAfee. I mean, he just died like last year, but he was in jail because he got together with this founder and was like, hey, I have like 1 million people who follow me on Twitter. I'm going to say I'm going to buy your coin. Never bought the coin, right? I'm going to say that I'm buying the coin. And then the founder's like, yeah, I've got, 10 gabillion of them. So they inflated the price. And then they're like, oh yeah. And then when everybody, all the Twitter followers bought it, because he said he was buying it, even though he never did, then he dumped on it and manipulated it. And he ended up, they made like $36 million. I think the fine was only like $6 million, which makes zero sense. But yeah, and I don't even know if he was in jail for that. He might have been in jail for something else. I think he did a couple other things too. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, so the long answer is, I guess, manipulation is basically what it is. I have to do it live every single day. And if it won't be me, it'll be somebody else. And it'll be through a third party like a YouTube. And we're actually going to be doing a YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, I think, live every single day. And then you can nerd out, like I said, people can come in and like, the same type of people that like know all about Star Wars. Just kidding, all you Star Wars fans out there. But they can come in and say, okay, based on this amount 420 burn and this amount, that's gonna do that to the price, or if it's this, or try to guess what it's gonna be based on prior results and probabilities, and it'll just be fun. But yeah, good question though. Thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Simi.
Thanks.
All right, Smoothie, you can go up next.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, mate.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Yano, for this great privilege. You mentioned on your website that you have been working in various blockchain. So that is this is not your first project, and I've been thinking you have a great experience in this crypto space, and you also mentioned in that same your website that you are bringing a different skill and a different marketing method, to your communities. And I would really like you to emphasize more on that. What strategy are you trying to bring to keep long investors to who you're talking for a very long time?
So that's a great question. So one of the things that I've done for the future is I've set aside a certain amount of tokens for the future. So depending on how this game plays out, if it's like the earn and burn is going to keep the interest, okay? But then the one thing that you need is and I watched this yesterday and these supply and demand videos I was binge watching, is that your first 1,000 or 100,000 Sifu Inus will be 10 times more exciting than your second one. And so you have to keep like bringing in like new things or keep getting more and more and more. And so the way to do that is by marketing to and bringing in new fresh faces and keeping that excitement there. So my plan to do that is to do educational videos. So I'm a huge teacher. I love teachers. In my accounting world, I would wear the accounting hat and I'd go over to the marketing department and I'd be like, hey, this is how you do accounting. And like, because they'd be all over the place on their accounting. They wouldn't know how to analyze it. They wouldn't know where they were at in their budget, and I'd show them. So I plan on doing like videos and whiteboard analysis to explain to people, because especially in the United States, I know it's easy for the rest of the world, but in the United States, we can't really get on Binance very easily, which is one of the reasons why I chose Avalanche. So I'm going to be, the first thing I'm going to do, and it might even be today, will be to like show people how to, and actually the easiest way is to go to Coinbase and buy an Avalanche and like come over to and use Elk Finance, one of my same videos, to move it over. It's just one of the fastest ways, unless you use your phone and SafePal. But yeah, it's difficult to get BEP20 in the United States unless you use a VPN. And I mean, I might do a video on that as well, but my main thing is to really just educate people and make it like mainstream, like educationals. Like I'm going to hire like professional YouTubers, like really like you know, popular professional YouTubers that do educational things like that, who have a large audience, so I could like reach those kind of things. But most of them will be done through like influencers and whiteboards and education to really keep it fresh. And then all the other ways of marketing too. Like who knows, you know, in Toyota, when I worked there, like the marketing department was so cool. They were like, they'd include us in everything. I didn't work for like a dealership or anything like that, or the production line. No, I worked for the marketing, the Toyota Motor sales. So they were the sellers. So, and they were really cool and included us like in a lot of stuff. And so I got to see like what they would do. And one time they brought us into a meeting. They're like, look at this guerrilla marketing we're doing. And they were going down to like impoverished city areas and like on construction zones. And they're like spray painting Toyota signs and stuff in there. Like, I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know, so I'm open to anything. I think anything, I'm going to say anything that works. I will say that Toyota, and I'm lucky that I have this background, that Toyota spent $1 million a minute on marketing, and $1 million a minute. Just imagine that. Let that. I mean, where could you go where you wouldn't see like a Toyota Cup or like, anyway? And that's where I grew up. You know, that's sort of like my mindset is where it's at. So marketing and whatever works to and monitoring the marketing and, you know, doing more of what's working and less of what's not, and that kind of thing. But yeah, thanks for the question.
Thanks, Smoothie.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
You're welcome.
Didi, we're getting close to the end of this AMA.
Okay. Yeah.
Just wanted to see whether you'd like to wrap it up here, and then we can meet in the Whale Watchers chat straight after this.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sounds good. I just want to say thank you guys, everybody, for joining me, and come follow us on the socials. And even if I know the market's been like kind of down, and even if you guys don't do anything, there's still a strategy that you could do with it, starting with $0. You can come over to our socials and our Telegram. You can just say $10 promotions or promotions, and then Rose will tell you all the different promotions. And if you join all 6 of our socials, you can get some $10 worth of Sifu airdrop to you, and then you could get more BNB and just keep increasing your bag and keep reinvesting and literally start with $0. So I just wanted to mention that we have going on, and just thank you guys so much for coming today, and thanks for the great questions, and thanks for being like so awesome, because you know this was, you know, kind of a challenge being my mulligan, and I was a little bit nervous, but you guys were really nice, and I just appreciate it. And welcome to the family, whoever decides to join, and let's go.
Thank you very much. All right, I will conclude here, and I'll see you in about 5 or so minutes in the Whale Watchers.
Sounds
See you
good.
guys. Thank you, everybody.
See you soon. Bye.